What a great crowd. And before getting into any of my comments, I just wanted to say something I've seen in the first two groups that we've heard talking, and it's kindness. And it's something that's missing from American politics today. Louder, microphone closer. We've heard kindness from our first two speakers. When have you heard kindness from our leaders today? It's really bad. I was talking to someone when I first came in, and he said, you're really going after him this summer. And I was. In fact, I think I said the Senate had turned the body into a pathetic tool. It was a rough 8 months in the Texas legislature. We did some good stuff. And I tell you, in that Senate, I've been there for 8 years. I've passed 130 bills. I know how to work with Republicans. I know how to work against Republicans. I've killed bills. I've passed bills. I shaped bills. I changed the dialogue. I can do a lot of stuff. And if I have to, I'll go back there next session and do some more of it, and I'll be thankful for it. But I can do a hell of a lot more in the position of Attorney General, and that's why I'm running for it. Some people have asked, why Attorney General? Why not Governor? Why not various other things? The Attorney General is one of the most consequential offices of all state government, and because we're in Texas with the 8th largest economy in the world, 30 million people, and it is one of the most important offices in the entire country. And it has been abused and debased and wasted. What could the Attorney General do? Well, Ken Paxton has sued the Biden administration 106. Who can tell me how many times in 2014 to 2016 in the first 8 months of the Trump administration he's sued Trump? Zero times. Trump has taken $700 million from bilingual education. He has shut down energy projects. He has canceled grants. He has trampled rights. He starts his own masked police force to terrorize people, citizens and not citizens, part of our communities. There is event after event after event after event that the Democratic attorneys general across this country have worked together, and it's been the one thing. There's an article in The Atlantic that says the one strategy that's working against Trump is suing him. And it has been attorneys general around this country, except in Texas. Think what would happen if we had a real attorney general. Yeah. Or what would not have happened. For 24 years, the state of Texas has had something called the Texas Dream Act. And it's where we give in-state college tuition to the children of undocumented immigrants who went to Texas high schools and got good grades and want to go to Texas universities to make something of themselves. And that was passed by a Republican legislature 12 sessions and 24 years ago and signed by a Republican. Every single session, someone tries to kill it in every session. This Republican-dominated legislature keeps it in place. Why? Because it's good for Texas, and it's kind, and it makes sense. Trump didn't like it, so he sued to invalidate it, went to his favorite idiot judge, and there it went. Colluded with the federal government. In the span of 6 hours, the Attorney General, instead of defending the state of Texas, instead of defending the legislature's action, signed a consent decree, and there it went. It's gone. It's gone. You've seen how he terrorizes people who support women in their reproductive rights. Yes, the right to an abortion, in state and out of state. He has been a menace. What you do that's good? We can't just criticize. Well, for one thing, we could stop terrorizing people with the law. We could stop Catholic Church. We could stop persecuting women. We could stop persecuting businesses. We could stop persecuting parents. We could stop What do we hear over here?
Stay in the state.
Oh, stay in the state. Stay in your lane is one thing that we could do. But the Attorney General closely with agencies in this state. Texas Commission on Environmental Quality needs the support of the Attorney General's office. Get it. And so to the extent they even have the ability to block polluters, the Attorney General's office doesn't help. Now, one area where the Paxton Office of Attorney General has actually done something right, and I think it's important that we acknowledge when something is done right, is go after big tech. The Paxton AG office, somebody in there has had the sense to sue Google. I would keep it up. We can sue big. But what he hasn't done, and what none of the prior attorneys general, anybody tell me who the last 3 attorneys general of Texas were? John Cornyn, Greg Abbott, and Ken Paxton. This is a consequential office. We've had for 50 years at the federal and state level a lack of enforcement of antitrust laws. As a result, we have seen massive consolidation of capital, corporate power, regulatory power in a few hands. Why are prices high? Because we don't have a functioning market anymore. We can all be free market Democrats. We just need a market. That's part of the Attorney General's job. The Attorney General is supposed to protect you from consumer scams. As a legislator, I have filed and passed bills about data intelligence scams, about protecting the environment, about healthcare, all areas where the Attorney General works. So it's kind of a natural transition. Oh, and I'm a lawyer, which is nice. It would be nice if Texas had a good lawyer. There is so much that this office could do. But one of the most is stop the collapse of the rule of law. We live in a moment where melodrama is not melodrama anymore. We're seeing the crumbling constitutional pillars, the collapse of the walls that separate the various branches of government, the court, the complicity of the state legislature, the complicity of the governor. Why are our troops in Chicago?
Because Abbott sent them.
Because Greg Abbott did what Donald Trump asked him to, and who didn't sue him? Ken Paxton. Twice that deployment is illegal. All he's got to do is file suit. You guys, there is a way to beat the Republican machine, and it is not by allowing another Republican to take the Attorney General's office. And if we are going to have some influence over our fate at a time when everything is changing, it is changing absolutely. We are going to have a good Attorney General. We cannot abandon the constitutional government that was set up 250 years ago. As a nation, we can't abandon the powers of the state the way it was set up here. And the attorney, last thing I'll say about viability. Here's the good news. As crappy as it gets, the better our chances, right? People are awake now. This is like 2018. It's not 2022. It's not 2020, 2024. We had massive headwinds as Democrats during that period. We have tailwinds right now. We are going to have a narrow margin if we do nothing. A narrow loss if we do nothing. But if we turn out, and as Jenny has been complimented by the good mayor of the city of Irving, it's organizing. It's organizing and channeling our anger and channeling our hopes into winning this election. What happens if we don't? Well, we get lucky, and whoever it is that's, I know, I'm on page 2. Ticket, they slam into 48%. But I think you're going to see great candidates running for Congress, running for state representative, running for state senate, running for county commissioner, running for judges, running for district attorney. You're going to see great candidates from the Democrats across the board, and we have to support every single one of them. The 2018, I would almost call it a miracle. We took 9 seats in North Texas alone in the state house. We took 2 Senate seats. We took congressional seats. Happened because we had this overlap of great candidates and great people behind them that drove the turnout, that to vote, that got independents or like, I don't really know if it matters, to get out there and vote Democrat. They broke 3-1 for Democrats. They've broken 3-1 for since then. It is time to change that. And there's a lot of Republicans who have no idea what party they're in anymore. Let's give them a home. We're the party of competence and compassion. So, I think we can win this. My work in the Senate is important, and I wouldn't undertake. I didn't think it could be won and that I could win it, and that we can win all these races at the top of the ticket and down ballot. And turnout here tonight, Jenny, I think I came out and did Pop-A-Shot with you guys a few years ago, and there was like 31 people. Look at this. This is tremendous. So, as dark as things are, I'm actually quite excited that this is the moment where we break through. And it's a must win. So thank you all for being here, and thank you all for ensuring that we do break through in 2026. Let this be the year.